All right, let's talk about something we've all felt. That sinking feeling, that pure frustration when a super important call just drops. Well, today, we're digging into the technology that's designed to make that a distant memory. Let's jump in. We're talking about connectivity intelligence.
You know the scene, right? You're about to close a massive deal. You're in the middle of a killer presentation. Maybe you're talking to a doctor, and then poof, silence. The screen freezes. It's way more than just an annoyance. In today's world, that's a broken promise.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We're past the point where just having a fast connection is enough. What businesses need now are networks that are tough, resilient, smart enough to handle the little hiccups and keep everything running without a snag. That's the real problem we're solving here.
So, what's the big solution? Well, it's not about just throwing more speed at the problem. Nope. It's about adding more smarts. We're talking about a system that acts like an intelligent brain for your entire network. So let's get a really clear definition of what that means. See, the magic here isn't just about having a bunch of different internet connections. The key is in that phrase, intelligently manages. This is a sophisticated system that's constantly actively optimizing all your connections to give you the absolute best performance and rock-solid stability for the apps you care about most. And this is absolutely crucial. Flexibility. That fancy term, last-mile agnostic, it just means you're not locked in. You're not stuck with one internet provider or one type of tech. You can mix and match fiber, wireless, mobile LTE, whatever you've got. The system makes them all play nicely together as one unified connection. Okay, so that's the big idea. It sounds fantastic, right? But how does this magic actually happen under the hood? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the three core pillars that really make this whole thing work. It really boils down to these three things. First, it combines all your connections to get every last drop of power out of them. Second, it builds this incredible safety net, so if one connection stumbles, you don't even notice. And third, it's always working in the background to stop problems before they even start. So let's break down that first piece, smart bonding. Let's use an analogy here. A typical internet setup is like having a single highway. If there's a traffic jam, guess what? You're stuck. Smart bonding, on the other hand, is like opening up a whole bunch of side roads and extra lanes. It spreads your data across all of them at the same time, which means a faster, smoother trip with zero wasted space.
Okay, let's put some real numbers to this to see how it works. Let's say you've got a pretty standard fiber connection, right? A solid 100 megabits per second. That's your main highway.
But then you also have, say, a 50 megabit per second mobile LTE link. Now, normally, that LTE connection just sits there doing nothing. It's a backup, sure, but it's basically just wasted bandwidth 99% of the time. Well, with smart bonding, the system combines them. You're not using one or the other, you're using the full power of both all the time. Suddenly, you have up to 150 megabits per second of real, usable bandwidth. No capacity gets left on the table. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's see how the next pillar builds on this. This is where the insane reliability comes from. If your main connection so much as hiccups, even a tiny bit of lag or a few dropped packets, the system doesn't wait around for a catastrophe. It's like a co-pilot that instantly takes the controls, seamlessly shifting your important traffic over to the healthier connection. And we're talking fast, like less than the blink of an eye fast. And here's where the real genius is. Old school systems are session-based. That means when a link has a problem, the entire session breaks. Boom, your call is dropped. Connectivity intelligence is packet-based. It redirects the tiny individual packets of data, not the whole session. The result? Your call, your video, your app, it just keeps on going without a single glitch. You notice nothing. That is a total game changer. Okay, so for our last pillar, we've got to tackle a nasty little problem called bufferbloat. It sounds super technical, but this post office analogy makes it crystal clear. Imagine a ton of mail getting dumped on one poor postal clerk all at once. The mail piles up faster than they can sort it, creating a huge backlog and delay. That's bufferbloat for your data. It's what causes that annoying stutter on your video calls. So how do you beat something like bufferbloat? Well, you don't wait for it to happen. This system is proactive. It's always watching. It uses intelligent traffic shaping to say, hey, this voice call and this video conference are top priority. If it senses one of your internet links is getting a little sluggish or congested, it automatically steers that critical traffic over to a better performing path. It solves the problem before you even know there is one. Okay, we've been pretty deep in the tech weeds for a bit. Let's pull back up.
what does all this actually mean for a business? Let's move from the how it works to the why it matters.
This is where the rubber meets the road. All those problems we started with, the dropped calls, the frozen video, they just go away. You get crystal clear calls. You get bulletproof reliability, which means no more expensive downtime. And get this, because you can combine cheaper links, you can get incredible performance without a giant price tag. It's about better results and, honestly, a lot less headache. So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but who really needs this level of connection? And while pretty much everyone can benefit, there are some industries where this kind of unbreakable connectivity is absolutely essential. Let's look at a few. For a retail store, for example, it means their payment systems never go down during a rush. In healthcare, this is the backbone that makes reliable, life-saving telemedicine possible. For all of us working remotely, it means smooth, glitch-free access to cloud apps like Zoom and Salesforce. And for internet providers in rural areas, it lets them combine different connections to finally deliver stable, high-speed internet where it's needed most. And really, this all points to a huge shift in how we need to think about networking. For years, the whole conversation was just about one thing: speed. Faster, faster, faster. But we're at a point now where the real bottleneck isn't just speed anymore. It's about reliability. It's about resilience. The future of the network is an intelligent network. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. In a world where we all agree a bad connection is a broken promise, is just being connected really good enough anymore? The real question you should be asking is your network intelligent? Thanks for joining me.